You're calling to prayer, you don't say Allahu Akbaru. That is, you are elongating the ba, you are elongating the wa, the ra. Allahu Akbar. That is the proper way of calling the prayer. When you're elongating this word, you are giving it another meaning. Inshallah, today we are going to discuss about adhan in Islam, how that adhan became something that we have to be doing, that it became an obligatory thing or became a sunnah. What is all about adhan and what is all about iqamah. If you are to observe your salat and you did not do or perform adhan or iqamah, do you have salat? Or what are the conditions guiding adhan and iqamah? Adhan in Islam is called call to prayer that we do normally have whenever it's time for salat. Adhan began in the second hijrah after Prophet Muhammad spent 13 years in Mecca. The second year in Medina, that was when adhan became sunnah. All the Sahaba came together to Prophet Muhammad and they said, what are the things that we are going to be using to call ourselves to salat when it's time for salat? Then they started thinking. Some others said, let's ring a bell. The other said, if we ring a bell, then we are now looking like other religion. The other said, no, let's set a fire. The other said, if we set a fire, we are trying to be like other religion. And they all left Prophet Muhammad premises that day. When they back home, Abdullah bin Zayd, he now had a dream. One of the Sahaba, one of the companion of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. This companion was the one that had this dream, and he got the inspiration of call to prayer. And he came to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and he told him, I had this voice and I had that Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala al-falah, Hayya ala al-falah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. And Prophet Muhammad confirmed and ascertained that this is how we are going to call to prayer. And that was how call to prayer began in Islam. Call to prayer has some laws, rules guiding it. Before you can call to prayer, you must be a Muslim, you must have an ablution, and it's not compulsory that you are an adult. Children can call to prayer. Call to prayer means that we are waking those who are asleep, that it's time for salat. Call to prayer means that we are telling you that it is time for salat. It is to remind the Muslims that it is time for salat. And it is to bring the Muslims together when it's time for salat. That is the meaning of call to prayer. The person who has to call to prayer must be a male. It's not a female that calls to prayer. A male can call to, is the person that has to call to prayer. And when you're calling to prayer, you must have a good voice, a melodious voice. And when you're calling to prayer, there are some words that you have to be careful of when you are calling to prayer. So some people, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, they will say, Ashhadu Allah. So you are calling, you are saying other thing. So call to prayer, you have to have the perfection. And when it's time for Hayya ala salah, you don't say Hayya ala salah. No. Hayya ala salah. That's how to call to prayer. And when it's the ba, you don't elongate it, you don't elongate the shin, you don't elongate the ra. When you're calling to prayer, you call it with perfection and with melodious voice. Me, I don't have a good voice, but I can try like Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala al-falah, حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. This is how to call to prayer. When you're saying Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah, you don't turn the Ra to Fatha. You don't say Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulallah. No. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. That is what you're supposed to say. And when you are calling to prayer, when it's Hayya ala Salah, it is ta actually, the Hayya ala Salati, but you turn the ta to her. Hayya ala Salah. You turn to her. Like in Surah Al-Haqqa, Al-Haqqa, because you're having a waqf, you're having a stop there. But if you're joining together, Hayya, like Al-Haqqatu mal-Haqqatu wa ma adraka mal-Haqqa. It's because you're joining the verses together. But if you're stopping in a verse, Al-Haqqa mal-Haqqa وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْحَاقَّةُ. But if you are calling to prayer, you don't join the words, the sentences like حَيَّ عَلَى الصَّلَاةِ حَيَّ عَلَى الصَّلَاحِ. No, that is where you have to turn the ta to her. حَيَّ عَلَى الصَّلَاحِ حَيَّ عَلَى الْفَلَاحِ. May Allah guide us to the right path. Then come to Iqama. Iqama, it is a sign that gives all the Muslims out there who are not in the masjid or who are in the masjid that it is time to start the prayer. And immediately the Iqamah is said, it means you are already in the prayer, in the front of Allah. After the Iqamah is said, nothing to be said again. If you are having a discussion, then your Iqamah is void. You can only say, Safu sufufakum, that you people should stand erect. That is the only words after Iqamah. But any other thing after Iqamah, perhaps after Iqamah, you are now having a discussion of maybe like you are correcting somebody with wa'az, you are doing irshad, you are doing preaching, you are saying other things, or you are receiving a call, your salat is out there. Immediately you start Iqamah, you are in the front of Allah, the salat has already started. So what are the rules guiding the Iqamah? The rules that if you want to observe salat, and you must say the Iqamah, even if you are praying alone or you are praying behind the Imam. If you observe Salat without the Iqamah, purposely, you did not say the Iqamah, batalat salatuk, your Salat is void, you don't have Salat. But if you do not say the Iqamah forgetfully, maybe you forgot to say the Iqamah, then you are compelled to do Qabli. Definitely you have reduced something in the salat, because in our video, the video before now, we explain what is Qabli. There are 8 things that you need to be careful of when you are observing your salat. Iqamah is part of it. So if you do not do Iqamah when you are observing salat, or when you want to start a salat, you don't have salat. If you purposely say, you do not say the Iqamah, you don't have salat. But if you mistakenly, then you have to do Qabli, sujood Qabli. So the Iqamah, it's said by a young boy or by an old person with a melodious voice as well. The same with Iqamah. The rules guiding Iqamah is the rules guiding the Salat. The call to Adhan, call to prayer, it must be with a melodious voice. And if you are doing a congregational prayer, but if you are praying alone, you must say the Iqamah. But if you are praying alone, it's not compulsory for you to say the Adhan, for you to call to prayer, because call to prayer is to call the people to come and pray, while Iqamah is to say that the Salat is starting for people or for yourself. So Iqamah is emphatic sunnah, that it is attached with Salat. If you fail to do Iqamah, you don't have Salat. So how do you do Iqamah? Allahu Akbar. You know the Iqamah, the words of Iqamah, you have to say it 1-1, but the words of the call to prayer is say it 2-2, like Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. That is for call to prayer. You have to say the words twice. But when you are called to Iqamah, that Salat is starting, you will say the words one by one. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. So the add you add during the Iqamah is what? قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. May Allah guide us to the right path. May Allah continue accepting our prayer. These are the rules guiding your salat. If you do not perform these rules and you are observing salat, your salat is invalid.